There's lots of things that go into the gas price because that was a lesson that I learned over the Easter weekend. So I'm going to bring up my Excel sheet for you all. As of March 31st, you had the federal excise tax. So that's an extra 10 cents on your gas.
Woo.
You have the provincial motor fuel tax, which is an extra 15.5 cents.
What?
You had the federal carbon tax, which was at that time 14.3 cents.
What?
So those were the different taxes that you had on your gas, right? And so all those are added together and then the HST is applied.
Oh.
So if you live in Vancouver though, you get an extra bonus tax.
Dude, you get extra taxes in Vancouver.
You get the municipal, I'm trying to remember what it was. It was a municipal fuel service tax, I think it was called. But anyway, basically a municipal tax because you live in Vancouver and they hate you a little bit more than everywhere else. So they get they also get that tax, and then the HST is applied to everything. And so one of the things that I was kind of looking at, because everybody's just like, well, it's just 3 cents, it's just 3 cents on the gas. I'm like, but it's not. It's 3 cents, then the HST on that. So I did some numbers. And so when I actually broke down the total taxes on your fuel, before 37% of your fuel was just tax. That's
37%.
37%. We're now up to 38 as of April 1st.
Amazing.
That's great, right? And so then I was like, okay, so in a year, what did that look like for me? So my RAV holds about 50 liters. That's how much I fill it up with. And so last year, when I was actually getting the climate action incentive, which was the old carbon tax rebate, I was getting $496 in the year. When I actually subtracted how much the carbon tax and the HST on the carbon tax, I was left with a disparity of $303. I was owing that amount. So this is why I get burned every single time. They're like, 8 out of 10 households are doing so much better. I'm like, screw you. That's not true. Now, because they lowered the amount of rebate. See, this was something that got me all fired up this morning because I looked at the CBC article and they're like, provinces rebates are going up. And I was like, not here, it didn't. And so now almost doubled, $572 extra this year that I'll be paying just because of the carbon tax on my fuel. That's just for my fuel for my car. That's if I'm just going to work. That's not taking a trip to see my lovely family in New Brunswick like I did this past weekend, which I filled up 3 times for that. So that's carbon tax on top of that I'm not even accounting for in this kind of work. This is only 1 tank of fuel per week, every week for the year. Then I was like, you know what? We're going to take this on to a provincial level. We're going to look at Nova Scotia as a whole. So then I said, okay, what are we looking at for the usage of just gasoline in Nova Scotia? And so I found the most recent number I could find was in 2019. And so they averaged about 1,420 liters per person. So then I multiplied that by our most recent population data. And then I put the HST and the carbon tax together. And Nova Scotia this year will be paying $57 million extra in carbon tax with its HST.
Gee.
I was like, what?
That's a lot of money.
Like I had to go through and add the commas in there to be like, no. Like it's probably 57 million with an M extra. It's just like,
just in taxes.
Hate these guys. Hate them.
So this is the one thing I saw that people had the audacity to comment on social media today. I was going through your Twitter or X, however you like to say it, and liberals are coming on saying, I don't know why the premiers are complaining about, this carbon tax increase. Isn't this a provincial responsibility? I was like, these morons, who are these people? Get them offline. Clearly trolls. There's no way someone actually thinks that. I mean, there probably is, but it's really incredible how much people who really lick the boots of the Liberal Party are like, this is amazing. This is the best thing that we've ever had since we got the Charter of Rights. So,
do you know what? And the other sad part is that I actually did some other work too, just on the side, just for fun facts. So across the country too, it's not just your carbon tax that's going up. So BC Hydro, they got a 2.3 rate increase on their hydro. That's going up. 40% of Albertans who are on a regulated rate for their electricity. It's going up April 1st. Manitoba, 1.4% power. Hydro One in Ontario, their power went up, if you, depending on where you live, 1.2% to 5.5%. New Brunswick, shout out New Brunswick, 13.2% increase in their power rates. And then for PEI and Newfoundland, their minimum wage went up. So that's what's happening across the country. So not only are you getting slammed on your fuel, you're also being slammed on your electricity. So all these people who are like, just go get yourself an electric car. It's like, one, you have to have the money to have this expensive new electric car. Two, they're raising your electricity rates anyway, because how are they making that electricity? They're burning oil. They're burning natural gas. They're burning fuel. That's how they're making the electricity. So when the carbon tax goes up and that price of fuel goes up, so does the electricity. And they've cited that in all of these increases. So it's absolutely asinine for people to be like, oh, households are doing so much better with the carbon tax and with their rebate coming back to them. I was like, that is the biggest load of BS I've seen in so long.
That was electric, wasn't it? Well, we enjoyed it. Hope you did too. If you did, you can check this video out here to the top right corner right near my window. Get over. There it is. There it is right there. And if you liked that, you can also check this one right here. We love you. Have a good one. Peace out.